Darn it. Why do I do that week after week?
That's all right. So now we do have audio?
Now we're out there. That's really a bummer. Does anybody have a pen?
Oh, you're going to put on there, put audio?
Yeah, because at this point I'm forgetting everything.
Brandon's got a pen.
I'm forgetting every week.
Maybe that thing about your brain forgetting stuff is true.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to force myself to remember. I need some Prevagen.
Oh, yeah, that's good. It probably caused diarrhea, but...
I take that focus factor.
From Alex Jones?
I don't know. I think it's seen on TV.
Yeah, someone just texted somebody saying there's no audio, right?
There is now. There's audio now. We're there.
What we need to do is always run this real quick through, like, before we start, and then somebody needs to listen to it, probably. Get a feed on it.
No, because I just need to not be retarded.
You can put subtitles on.
If there's no audio, I don't think you can. That would be funny, though.
You need audio for subtitles to work?
It's so annoying. I can't even believe that.
So I'm just ready to quit now.
I know.
Aren't you?
Yeah, we missed everything.
Was there anybody watching for those
Well,
12 minutes?
Bob.
Hanasaski?
No.
My brother Bob?
Yeah, your brother.
Well, he didn't text and say
Yeah,
there was no audio.
he wrote in, and that's how I found out.
Oh. Let's just start over.
All right. You got it. We're 18 minutes deep.
Hey, everybody, we're 18 minutes deep, and we're starting over.
Okay. Aliens, they're coming. Clergy, talking to NASA. So they're wondering what they're going to do about their God when they find out that there's aliens and how smart they are. Mm-hmm. Because the aliens are going to tell us to kill ourselves.
Oh, that's good we're starting over, because I wanted to go back. I was looking that up a little bit, and there was one site that said that one of the things that they want these clergy to do is to look back at all the different incarnations of Jesus so that they can somehow bring all these other faiths and these ideas of the incarnation of Jesus and all these different earths or these different time spans.
Yeah.
So they can bring them all together and show that we're all kind of from the same thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I never heard of all these incarnations of Jesus.
Well, don't they mean like Horus and
Maybe that's what they're looking at. I don't know.
all of the resurrection stories and
Maybe
Immaculate Conception stories. Like,
I guess
there are other.
I guess I was thinking that they were talking about different time frames where Christ showed up. Like maybe he showed up to the American Indians, like supposedly, isn't that the Mormon Joseph Smith's thing that Jesus showed up and gave him
that's Mormons.
Maybe all that stuff. I don't know.
So I also this week, as a side note, Daily Wire, the bald guy, Clavin, had who's the black physicist everybody's into right now?
Oh,
you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, but I can't think of his name.
Tyson.
Yeah.
DeGrasse
or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So he has him on, and they're talking about existence and the God thing and the whatever. So there's a theory, because if you remember, I've gone round and round with a certain fella at this church about how God is at the beginning and at the end, and where we are simultaneously.
Yeah, you guys have had some good conversations.
Because we're not bound by time.
Right.
So it's literally on a. So he was going over the theory of the multiverse, where with quantum mechanics. So big physics. Like if I hit the side of your head with that copy machine over there, you're going to get hurt. That was Einstein and like force and mass and acceleration and big physics figuring out rockets into space. And that's all science and a thing. When we go down to the atom level, weird stuff starts happening. Big physics doesn't explain and shouldn't happen. It's called quantum mechanics. And so basically, we can observe and mathematically prove that stuff is there and then it's not. Like, it literally disappears. Like, where does it go? Mm-hmm. And so this leads to the theory of a multiverse where each individual snapshot in time is a snapshot in time. And there's a happening there. And it can be altered or changed, like, depending on the outcome of whatever, like, makes this big fluidity whatever. And that's, I don't know if I'm that deep, but mathematically with quantum mechanics is this idea of a multiverse where at least the snapshots of time exist and things go in and out of them is a mathematical thing.
It's interesting.
Yeah, and that's, remember, because we did a whole thing a long time ago about dark energy, because that's where dark energy comes in.
Right.
And I was like, wouldn't it be funny if we ironically named God dark energy?
Yeah, right.
Like,
right.
that's him, like, zipping through time.
Right.
And we're calling him dark energy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I watched that this week. It was a lot of astronomy this week.
Well, William Lane Craig, who's a big philosophy guy, but also an apologetics guy. He's out of Talbot. I don't know if he still teaches at Talbot School of Theology or not.
I know that he's often on the 10 o'clock show on Fox with what's her name?
William Craig? Bill Craig?
William Lane Craig?
Really?
No, that's the other 3-name guy. Never mind.
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't know he was on any kind of talk show. He has his own, stuff that he does, apologetic stuff, but I didn't know he was like a commentator on anything.
Who am I thinking of? I don't know. It's another 3-name guy. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But he proposed here a while back, and I don't think he's the first guy to propose it. Probably maybe Aquinas might have been one of the first guys. But the whole multiverse thing.
Yeah.
He talks about how God has all these different scenarios of like billions of ways things could go down.
Yes.
And then
choose your own adventure.
Yeah. And then when you choose something, that's what it is.
Right.
Like, that's the world that we now live in.
But where you have to take that to then is it's that way for every individual. Mm-hmm. So you don't just have the multiverse.
Right.
But each individual has a multiverse.
Right.
Which is easy to go, no way. But when you now, if we're going to call God infinite, which he calls himself,
right,
you're saying you understand infinity. There's no possible way.
Right.
And when you have infinity and all powerful,
right,
that your brain goes to white fuzz, that there is a multiverse with a million different outcomes for every different individual. I mean, now we start approaching infinity, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That kind of blows your mind when you let that wander where it's walking.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's a story, and I can't find it right now, but it's in Kings. It's either 1st or 2nd Kings, where David is held up with the Philistines, and Saul is coming looking for him, and he asks God, he inquires of God and says, if I stay here, will the Philistines give me up? And God comes back and says, yeah, if you stay here, they'll give you up to Saul. Like, you're done. Like, if you stay here. So then in the next couple of verses, you see that David made a choice to leave. So obviously, God could foresee a future that if he stayed there, this is what would happen.
Right.
The Philistines would give you up, and you would become Saul's prisoner, and he would take you captive. So David could have chosen to stay there and have that future, or he decided to leave, which he didn't know what was going to happen after that, but he decided to leave and escape. Mm-hmm. So that, I mean, just that small little scenario there tells you that God sees what could be,
sure,
but it doesn't have to be.
On both sides.
Right.
On both ends.
Right.
And you have to then believe that he will work either one for his greater good.
Yes, right.
And he does that for every person.
Right, right.
And somehow I'm living in the one where I turned out a loser. Like, really? Come on.
Well, all right. Well, think about this then. Could you change that whole multiverse for yourself by making a choice today, a different choice? And could that be?
No, that's what I don't think it goes back. I don't think we can go backwards.
Dude, there are books written. My Best Life Now. You've never read that book? You could make a choice right now to change that.
Yeah, I know. But like, if I saw my arm off,
Yeah.
I don't think that I can be like, nah, I want to undo that.
Oh well.
I'm gonna put my arm back on.
That could be true.
I'm gonna put my arm back on, and I'm gonna be a major league pitcher.
Yeah.
I want to go fix that when I was 20. See, we can't.
No.
Our now self, whoever we are, we can't.
That's funny that you're even saying that, because it was just a couple days ago I was thinking to myself, we were watching something and these people were younger and they were like trying to do something and make a success or whatever. And I looked at it and I go, that will never be me.
Yeah.
Like I'll never be that age again and be able to say, I'm going to do this.
I watched the people. So I've always had a fascination with television news.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was because we just always watched it as a young kid. And so I still do today. And I'm at like, I went through a period of my life where I'm like, I'm as old as those baseball players. And now I look and I go, like, what's our quarterback's name?
I don't know.
But I'm like,
Mayweather? Merriweather?
I think he was born in 89. Like, he's, or even worse. Maybe he was born in 98. Does that sound more right?
What?
Yeah.
Dude, I graduated in 91.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you. So you look at sports players, and now I'm to the point where I'm watching personalities on TV, and I either go, I was watching that person when I was 16, so that makes them like 50.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah.
And then I watch other people who like they're just coming on the scene, and you're like, yeah, no, I'll never be that young. I'm not. If I wanted to be a TV meteorologist,
Yeah.
I don't think I could even make that choice now.
Right.
Or I'm not going to be a sports person, or if I wanted to go to the military, I don't think they'd have me.
Yeah.
They're like poke me with a stick and go, oh, you're used up.
Well, I think I'm kind of vicariously living out a dream of mine right here today on YouTube, and that is I've always kind of wanted to be like a radio or
broadcaster?
TV, yeah, some kind of a broadcaster where you just do this stuff.
No, this is fun.
I think I could do an okay job at it, but because I mean you listen to all these different broadcasts and you're like, I could do that.
Yeah, except the idiot that you got to run the board never turns the sound on, so that's a real thing.
Well, this was funny too. Last night at Chipotle, we're sitting there eating, and in walks I think a father and his son, and the son is a taller kid, good-looking kid with like dark hair, but he's kind of got that body type that looks like a quarterback kind of, and he's got a sweatshirt on that says Youngstown State. And so I'm looking at him trying to literally evaluate, is he a quarterback? He's definitely not a running back. He's too tall and too thin for that. He could be a wide receiver, but probably a quarterback.
Dude, he probably plays the tuba in the band.
He might.
Anyway, go ahead.
He might. But as I'm looking at him, then I look at the father, and the father's looking at me with this dirty look like I'm staring at his son. So now all of a sudden I'm starting to go.
The Facebook page thing is starting to happen.
Yeah, so then I'm starting to think, man, the Facebook thing could be actually. Yeah. So those of you that are on YouTube, just so you know, our Facebook page got hacked or something, and it's been shut. Our personal, April and I's personal page, which is the way we access our church page.
Don't say anything that can be taken out of context.
I know.
Okay.
So it's been hacked, and we've been taken down. We can't seem to get it back for whatever reason. So until we figure out a way to get back into the Northeast page, we're only going to be hosting on YouTube. And maybe we'll just stay on YouTube and forget Facebook even happened. What do you guys think about that?
Maybe Rumble, too.
Yeah, we need to get on Rumble.
All right,
we need to start putting our stuff on Rumble. That seems to be getting pretty legit.
It'd be nice if I could figure out a way to create a community on our website and just live stream to our website too. Then at least our church family and maybe some others, if they could create a community on there, it would be almost like our own little Facebook community. But we'd have to figure that out.
I don't know what we would do there.
I mean,
could I be in charge of the policies of who lives or dies?
Sure. Like canceling people?
Yeah, you're out of here.
If they make a comment?
You're out of here.
Yeah, we could do that.
I want the power of the Facebook guy.
Oh, man.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah. So Ralph Hirschberger just gets back with me. Just got back from a walk. I wasn't sure it was still going to happen. 2 minutes ago.
Well.
You want to bring him in?
can.
All right, I'll ask him if he wants to come in.
Does that mean, do we get to repeat ourselves a third time?
No.
Okay.
Do you want to come in?
Do you really want to hurt
me? Do you really want to make me cry?
Do you really want to make me cry?
Oh,
Ooh.
Brandon.
Ooh.
That's not good.
That is rule number uno. Do not whack the mic.
I've heard more and more people going like this. All right. 3 things I want to tell you. Letter A, and then they'll be
Number
like,
one.
number 1.
Yeah. Well, I do that because it's a Chris Farley thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So that's old.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That was like Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
A. Number 7.
So let's just put this alien thing to rest. If for some reason aliens show up and they try to convince all church clergy and church leadership that these things are here for good, just remember you heard it here first. It's all a deception.
They're demons.
Yeah, it's demonic.
It's demonic.
He says, it's okay, I don't want to interrupt the podcast. You're already interrupting it with your texts, Ralph.
Yeah, but he's not like full throwdown.
He said, we can do next week. Start early enough to get out all the kinks. Oh, he put a cut on you. That was a cut.
No, listen, that's why he wants a different show. I'm telling you.
It is.
He wants me out.
Brandon, you were going to share something. Matt, can you pull up that Oreo picture, you think?
Oh, yeah. I thought we had before, right?
Maybe.
I don't know.
We've pulled up some strange pictures before, but I'm not sure if we've ever pulled up the Oreo cookie. The only reason I was thinking about Oreos is that they now have gluten-free Oreos. Still have just as much vegetable oil and high fructose corn syrup as the regular Oreos.
Less carbs.
But no, and still probably even more carbs, but there's no wheat or gluten in them.
Oh, let's go right to Snopes. The meaning of the ornate design stamped in the Oreo cookie is a riddle wrapped in enigma between 2 chocolate wafers. Wait a minute.
This is scary.
Knights Templar and Freemasons. False.
Oh, they say it's false.
Let's not even talk about it. Snopes says false.
Yeah. Brandon, I think it's false.
That's fine.
I think it's false too.
What is that girl doing? She's getting in shape.
Oh, this is going all wackadoodle. Hold on. There.
Let's find somebody that actually believes in this.
Probably my aunt. My Aunt Crazy Pants.
The hidden Templar symbol of Oreo cookie right there. It's
Yeah,
got to
the
be
cross on there is supposed to be the Knights Templars
is it
cross.
the Gnostic Warrior? What's the website?
Do you remember?
Do you remember?
Do you really?
All I know is Nicolas Cage has to believe in it.
Like, do you remember.com?
The hidden symbols of the Oreo cookie. Yeah, do you remember? It's that last one there that's highlighted.
Do you remember.com? That's not really a choice for us here.
Check 1 2, mic check. Test 1 2. Mic check. Testing. If you are receiving this transmission, you are part of
The Resistance?
maybe.
If you're receiving this transmission, you are really bored on a Friday morning.
You are part of the 24 clergy.
I guess you don't need them. You can just show symbols on images.
Oh, right there it is.
There you go.
On the Reddit.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Here we go. Down the rabbit hole.
Okay, first of all, that's not the infinity sign around the Oreo. It's just an oval. That's the only problem with that.
I agree.
But I can see where they're coming from. I can see a little bit of something going on there. Where's
the Freemason symbol?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that supposed to be these?
Right, go down. Down one more. Right.
No, like in the Oreo cookie. Can you
Yeah,
get that bigger?
It's right here.
No.
What's that?
Down.
No?
It's lower on the Oreo cookie. Right down in there.
No.
Huh?
Point the finger up. Keep going. Keep going. Right there.
Oh. Look at that.
Uh-huh.
Look at that. Well, would you look at that?
Is anybody seeing this online?
And then those.
I should do a share screen? Is that what you're saying?
Probably. We're sitting here looking at this Oreo and nobody else can see it.
Okay. We're looking at the Oreo. And we're doing Satanic Cross,
How you say
Freemason, right here. A zodiac wheel for the whole
that?
thing.
How do you say that word?
Ouroboros?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is that how you say that?
I don't know. Sounds like it.
Is
Ouroboros.
that the infinity symbol?
They're supposed to be the crosses. It says ancient Greek word for Egyptian serpent.
Yeah, that's this thing right here. Infinity. So this, his head is eating the tail.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. I'm going to say, is there a buzzer here I can hit for like, nah, I think it's false.
They're saying even the name. Okay. Oreo indicates recycle.
What?
Infinity.
Oreo.
Oreo, meaning we live in Satan's world for eternity. Seems legit. Seems legit.
I think kids have been eating satanic cookies for years now.
52.
Yeah, they're
But
called
all right,
ding-dongs.
so listen. But all right, is it that hard to believe? Like, I'm gonna put this together for you. Are you ready?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
Late 1800s through the 20s,
Yeah.
Satanism has surged with Helen Blavatsky and Albert Pike, who brought the Masons back. They're all getting together in clubs with Van Goghs and
Crawley.
all these people. Crowley, Aleister Crowley. Well, that's a new guy. He was the 70s.
He was?
Yeah, wasn't Aleister Crowley in the 70s? He was the big satanic guy on TV. Brian, you should remember.
1875
I
to
don't
47.
get into that satanic stuff.
Who
You
was
guys...
who was the guy in the 70s?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so Crowley was in the...
Crowley was the older one.
Okay. So, like, there was a revival or a surge of cults and satanic worship. And then, boom, the...
Oreo cookie.
Yeah. Like the Industrial Revolution.
Anton Vey.
Anton Vey. That's it.
LaVey, right?
LaVey, yeah.
So all these people have brought all this lore and legend and worship with them.
Mm-hmm.
They're the rich elites of the world that we talk about.
Yeah.
Would it be that surprising that they put the symbolism on the cookie?
No. Well, so it's even something as simple as Starbucks, right? That's a siren.
Right.
Who used
The
to,
Virgo
according
symbol,
yeah,
right?
according to ancient legend, these mermaids would live around the docks, and these fishermen would come in, and they would lure them in and then kill them.
Yeah.
You know, sexually lure them in and then kill them.
And then it goes all the way to there's a Seahawk with the pineal gland for an eye.
Yeah.
Ralph was really missing it today.
On a football team.
On a football team. Yeah. Like that symbology is important.
And then the Browns, the Cleveland Browns, the fact that they're orange.
They're worthless, and
Yeah.
so they have no. There's no
Right.
symbol.
There's no symbol.
They don't even get a symbol.
Uh-uh.
So did you see the news story? The Browns helmet, the way NBC or whoever carried the Christmas game,
Okay.
they used the same orange that they used for the helmet. So the helmet disappeared into the orange of the color banner.
Okay.
And people said it looked like a bunny with a shopping cart because it's the front of the helmet. So they said it's a bunny with a walker or a shopping cart.
That's
Your
hilarious.
Google Chrome symbol.
Google Chrome.
666.
Like I need to look this up?
No, right there. At the bottom of your screen. Left. The tab.
Oh, yeah. 666.
What am I missing?
At the bottom, the circle. The Google Chrome circle. The red, green, and yellow circle. At the bottom.
This thing?
Uh-huh.
Why is that 666?
I don't know. I'm going with it.
You can't see it?
Oh.
Now you can.
Oh.
Everything's always in plain sight.
Yeah, I never... Which, that's just the number for man.
It is just man. Well,
We're just...
6 is the number man.
Oh.
So 666 is...
Satan?
Well...
Is it Satan?
Satan?
Satan.
Yeah.
Or man.
It's man's number.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 3 times that.
3 times a lady.
I would like to propose that God actually knows what he's talking about, and that
Wow.
that the people
That is, you heard it here first, folks.
that the people of the world actually think that they know something, and they're following this diabolical plan, and a lot of them don't even realize they're following it.
We don't have one single viewer. Let's just hang it up.
You ready?
We should just talk.
All right.
Keep this to ourselves.
Well, you could let it run and record. We'll just
These
keep
people
it.
don't deserve this. Oh, you know what I didn't do either was record this. I've been hitting record too, so that we have them.
Yeah. Well, keep doing that because I'm planning on coming in one day. And
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
doing
no.
something with it.
Listen, I plan on working on playing like cool guitar parts and stuff, and really sitting down to practice guitar.
That would be awesome.
I'm gonna get serious, and
With your keto.
well, I'll be on my super cauliflower diet.
Nice.
That starts
And,
tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna start it on Monday.
Really?
Yeah,
Not the 1st of January?
I guess I could start on Sunday. That'd be the 2nd.
Yeah, that's a good day to start, actually.
Yeah.
It's all
Maybe
religious.
instead of going right to all the cauliflower, I'll just fast first. That might be easier.
It is.
It might be easier to not eat.
You think it is, and then you feel really good after you've not eaten for a while, but then when you start to eat, no matter what you eat, all of a sudden the first thing you put in your mouth, you want to eat everything. It's crazy. It's crazy. We can just keep talking. I mean, you can leave it rolling. It's not like we're hurting anything, but
No, I was just being funny. Let's just keep going. You were speculating that God might know what he's saying.
well, yeah, that people are following this plan of Revelation, and a lot of them don't even realize it. So even like the alien plan, I mean, if the aliens are demonic, or if the world is even setting up some kind of a one world system, I mean, it's already been written in the book of Revelation that that's going to happen.
Right.
So, and people just follow
Well,
it along.
there's an
willy-nilly.
argument. There's an argument that, again, the movie The Ninth Gate, there are people that are actively pursuing to bring it to be.
Yes, right.
So, like, we believe it because the Bible says it, and then there's a group of people who worship Satan that are trying to make it happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see that thing in, I think it was Illinois, instead of the baby Jesus, they had the baby Baphomet?
The goat thing?
Yeah.
I think I
the
heard about
baby
that.
one.
What? Well, I know.
Was it cute, like Baby Yoda?
No, it looked like
Tiny Satan?
Well, I
devil.
also know a couple weeks ago in one of the
for Christmas or whatever they had it.
Yeah, one of the Catholic universities, there's a picture now of Mary holding George Floyd instead of baby Jesus. You haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, it is. And they won't take it down.
Oh, my goodness.
It's crazy the way the world is. So if you think about this, like, people are literally, they've gone mad, and even the most conservative of Christian belief systems is being pulled into question. Like, even just your basic tenets of doctrinal belief. Like, we're not even talking about the things where, okay, some people believe pre-trib, post-trib, all this stuff. That's nothing anymore. I mean, we're getting down.
Which one are we talking here?
Probably that one, but yeah, right there. See it? Where she's holding, right there. Yep. Yeah, that's the pic.
Catholic University painting.
Uh-huh. And from my understanding, they haven't taken, because if they take it down, then they would be
racist.
Yeah. Right.
So there you go. For all your viewers at home. Huh. See, I'm on my game now.
That's good.
About 3/4 of the way through the show.
You got the audio on?
Yeah. Well, it's still on. Shut up.
All right.
Stupid. I'm still.
So I think the Oreos. I think the Oreo is a part of a bigger system that's trying to just deceive everybody, and we're getting there. I think it's getting close. That's why I think 2022 is going to be massive when it comes to
you
the
and Glenn
deception.
Beck.
You think?
Yeah.
You think he's going to ask me to be on a show? Is that what you're thinking?
No, you're thinking in the same vein. Gotcha. You're tied together.
I'm seeing a lot of little prepper things pop up on YouTube now, like, you know, little guys just starting their own show and talking about prepping and getting extra food and,
yeah,
you know,
I think food's going to be.
You can see it now.
I mean, we were in the store the other day and like bread and different stuff. I mean, the shelves were like.
They shut off the Walmart in Chardon or Menor because it was overrun with COVID.
Really?
They just closed it.
You know how you talked about Starbucks the other day? Well, the funny thing is now I'm getting tons of bids for Starbucks. And they're all rehabs.
I was going to say, they're all closing down.
They're all remodels. So they're going to fix them up, do their thing during this pandemic.
Excuse me. And they're probably getting money from the government for it.
I would assume.
Here's the question. Are you putting in machines that you don't know what they do, but they serve a drink that you don't know what it is?
Could be.
Like getting ready for whatever the aliens drink?
Yeah.
See what I'm going for?
Yeah. Huh?
I'll have what he's having. Oh no, you can't. You still want a caramel macchiato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is a latte than you can handle. A lot more than you can handle.
And then some being walks in and they're like,
yeah. That's gonna be great.
Yes, sir. Right away, and the machine starts going.
Okay, so
out comes this green juice, and then he's gone.
So this is what's funny right here, because in my head I'm thinking to myself, no one's gonna watch this show ever because they're gonna turn it off right now because they think we're stupid. But in 10 years when that's happening,
we're gonna be way ahead of ourselves.
It's crazy.
Which really, it's just Star Wars. I mean, it's not like fancy.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
This stuff's been on movie screens for a long time.
Right, because not all of them are going to be bad. That's the whole point. There's going to be a savior in there.
Some of them are going to want to take Earth women.
Yeah, right.
And it'll be like a bad Keanu Reeves movie where he has to choose to be an angel or fall in love with an Earth girl.
Yep. And that's not like that's the Bible. That's Genesis chapter 6.
Yeah, it's already happened. It's already been done. It'll be like the days of Noah. Prophecy fulfilled.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Back to Tesla again.
Yeah.
Their new phones are coming out with.
Oh yeah, tell us about their new phones. This is going to be great.
So they're going to have a chip that you can put in your head.
Yeah.
Neuralink.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
Did
yeah.
we? That's cool. That's cool, but it's scary.
I think it's cool,
But it's there.
but I don't think I want it.
No, yeah. Like you can know anything just like
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just doing the search in your brain.
right.
Oh no, that's bad. Like that is awesome.
Yeah.
Like that is crazy stuff.
If that thing malfunctions.
Yeah.
Red rum.
You're like, I can't take all this thread texts, man. They just keep going off in my head.
They keep going off
ding,
in my
ding,
head.
Ding.
Like for board meetings? Oh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah. It would be. So I want to throw out something real quick. I know we're not going to belabor this because we don't have a lot of viewers, but so this Sunday I'm preaching. I'm going to continue the preaching series on healing probably through January. And I'm going through Luke and all the different healing instances where Jesus heals someone in Luke. And the theme so far has been about the kingdom, and it's going to continue to be about the kingdom. But in Luke chapter 5, I'm going to be going off the heels of when Jesus heals the leper, and I preached about that 3 weeks ago, I think it was. And so right after he heals the leper, it says in verse 16 that Jesus himself would often slip away to the wilderness and pray. And then in verse 17, this is before he heals the paralytic. The paralytic is brought to him. He's teaching at someone's home. The paralytic is brought by a couple friends. They can't get to him. They go up on the roof, and they lower him down through the roof. And then he says, your sins are forgiven you. And then some of the Pharisees are there, and the Pharisees say, well, wait a minute. No one can forgive sins but God. He's blaspheming. And then Jesus perceives what they're saying and says, well, so that you know that the Son of Man has the authority on earth to forgive sins, then I say to you, rise and walk, pick up your bed and go. And he picks up his bed and he goes. And then people are standing in awe, and they're all excited, and they're filled with wonder and fear and all this stuff. But here's the key to this. Sunday, I really want to try to bring this out really well, but I wanted to throw this out and see what you guys thought of this. In verse 17, after it talks about him slipping away oftentimes into the wilderness to pray, in verse 17 it says, one day he was teaching, and there were some Pharisees and teachers of the law sitting there who had come from every village of Galilee and Judea, from Jerusalem. And listen to this. And the power of the Lord was present for him to perform healing. So if you just take that sentence, if the power of the Lord is not present, there is no healing, there is no salvation, there is nothing. And the question then for me is, how did that power get there? How did that power present itself? And if you go back to 16, but Jesus himself would often slip away to the wilderness and pray. And I think the church, as much as we try to push away this idea of, well, you don't really need to spend alone time and get intentional. You can just go throughout your day and talk to Jesus when you're driving in your car, and you can just be busy, and God's with you all the time. And well, Jesus had a pretty busy life too. But Jesus thought it was really important to slip away and get alone with the Father. So I think the Christian church has been deceived that we can just practice the presence, which I understand that. The Brother Lawrence book of Practice Presence, I think it's a great idea. We should be practicing the presence. But I think if Christians really want to see the power of God move, if they want to see people saved, if they want to see people healed, if they want to see all these things, I think the Christian individual has to learn that there's power in prayer, in getting alone with God and letting him create atmospheres where power is available for these things to happen. And I don't think any of us do it the way we should. Any thoughts on that?
I do.
You do? You think we do it?
Yeah, I think people do. I think you do it. You don't get alone and pray?
I do, but not the way. I don't think not like this.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever enough.
Like what?
I mean, I get alone and pray, but I don't think I get. A lot of times I get alone and pray from a religious point that this is a duty or a task that I got to get accomplished. Yeah. Jesus, I think he slipped away.
Well, that's Louis Giglio. That's what he did for you.
Well,
that's what he did for you.
And I think colleges do that for you. Like Bible colleges teach you that.
Well, that's what I mean. It's canned. Mm-hmm. All right. So I woke up this morning. Like I pray like living life. And so I'm not willing to throw that under the bus.
No, I'm not either.
Yeah. But I agree with you in that obviously Jesus showed us the example where but this morning I'm standing at the coffee pot thinking about this, waiting for it to brew, and I started with just, God, thank you for another day. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden I'm almost moved to tears thanking him for his love, and then feeling like our society, like I'm like, how do they not see you, and how do they make it without? All of a sudden I'm doing this big long prayer for the people of earth. Mm-hmm. Like I want them to see your love and your face.
Yeah.
Standing by a coffee pot.
No, I get that. I think those things happen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What?
You should be on. Oh, I turned off the wrong one. Now you try. Yeah.
Good. No, I get that, and I think I'm totally for that. I think those things happen.
But like, you don't think that there's like that's good enough?
I think Jesus' model is that intentionality in relationship with God has to be more than just a coffee pot experience. I think that's a good experience. I think it happens like that. I think it's an all-day, everyday thing. But I think if we want to truly see miracles, great awakening, salvation, like on Sunday mornings, sometimes.
Well, then this just goes to the question: can anybody in America go to heaven?
Can anybody what?
Anybody in America go to heaven?
Oh yeah.
Like we're all screwed.
I think if we look at this as a job, it's not.
No,
it's not the way to look at it. It's
like there's.
But I mean, with technology and like you're talking about going on a walkabout.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm talking about there's an urgency.
Walkabout crate.
Yeah, that's a Crocodile Dundee reference.
Like there's an urgency. Like for instance, Jesus knew what was going on. He had crowds around him. He knew he was going to go teach. He was going to have more crowds around. What's he do? He goes and gets a will with the Father. How many people actually, before we know that Sunday's coming, it is a one-time thing. I'm not saying we put all of our eggs into Sunday morning, but we know Sunday's coming where a lot of people, or at least some people, will show up to supposedly worship God. What if everybody got together on Saturday night and just began to intimately seek God for the salvation of people, for the healing of people's souls and their bodies and things like that? Would there be now an atmosphere on Sunday mornings? And I'm not trying to make something happen, but what I'm saying is, was Jesus showing us a model that says, if you want to find what he says here, there was the power of the Lord was present for him to perform miracles. Like when we just come and go through the motions week in and week out, like even this show, like I'm telling you, there are times where I get alone with God and I really pray, and sometimes this show seems to just really hit like a string, and it seems to really do something. And then there's other times where this show is just kind of like, well, that was a flop, nothing.
Yeah.
I just wonder.
That's if you can hear it.
That's if you can hear it. If somebody turns the audio on. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean, obviously Sunday I'm going to try to walk through this, and people are going to have to think about this for the first time on Sunday, which is always hard for a sermon because you're putting stuff out there and people haven't thought through it. So now they got to think through it.
But to me, you're not. I don't know. I don't know that it's too hard. I don't want to say it's too hard or whatever, but our society is not geared for what you're talking about.
I know, but I think we need it.
I'm not saying that we don't.
Oftentimes you see that Jesus slips away and goes here and he goes there, a mountaintop or the wilderness.
Right.
And I think he's doing that to get away from the commotion, to have a clear mind in silence.
Yeah.
I think, I can pray better being in quiet time or quiet room or by myself without a TV on.
Right.
Stuff like that.
What about finding your coffee pot at 6:30 in the morning in your underpants? Does that work?
That's quiet.
Yeah, I don't think we need the underpants part, but it'll work. Now I got a picture in my mind that I'll never get out.
See, your innocence lost.
I know.
I don't know how you struggle with what you deal with.
But see, I think that the coffee pot experience though is a good thing.
But you're saying I'm not doing it right.
No, I'm not saying you're not doing it right.
That's
Good
exactly
enough?
what he's saying.
But I think what's
You don't
more.
think it's good enough.
I think what your prayer for the world today, I think that's what moves the heart of God. So you're doing that. But then, why not go a step further and then say, God, lay that on my heart with urgency because Sunday's coming, or, I'm going to be going out to Walmart later today. And what is it that you see? A lot of times we'll have these experiences and then we just go about life.
So I can't flip anyone off at Walmart then?
It's probably not a good idea.
All right.
Yeah.
I think I see where you're going now.
I mean, unless you just want to get their attention so that you can share the gospel with them.
Like when I like to pull my truck up and just hit someone's bumper, but not move their vehicle.
Yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't do that.
It's probably, I mean, it depends. What kind of response you want.
It's a really fun game.
What if you actually scratch it?
Oh, sometimes you do.
Oh. Nathan one time opened our car door and made a mark on a car next to us. And he got in the car. He's like, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm like, you can't go. You got to find out whose car that was and tell him.
No, you
I don't know
don't.
whose car that is.
No, that's so ubiquitous.
There was a whole thing.
You don't.
So he did. He went and asked later and found out.
You can't teach him that stuff.
And the guy was like, it's okay.
You'll be in trouble constantly.
The guy was like, it's okay to just buff out. That's fine.
Yeah, but what if you come across... Like, if you're in Chicago...
Yeah.
They live like that. Did I tell you my parking in Chicago story?
But as a follower of Jesus, though, you never, no matter what they live like, you can't live like that.
But, I mean, you just expect it. It's a normal thing of a car parking in Chicago that the front and back bumper are going to look like crap, and the mirrors look like crap.
Yeah, but if you know you got to go tell them. You can't not.
I guess if it's a norm, I don't know why.
Okay, so what if the norm is...
It's to me, it's a sliding scale. Because who hasn't been in the vehicle and the wind catches it?
Okay.
Or you come out. How about this? You come out from Giant Eagle. Yeah. I love this. This is such meanwhile in Geauga County talk.
And you forgot to pay.
No.
Oh.
Say you come out and some ding-dong parked right next to you, and as a fat person, you have a hard time getting in the first detent. You really need the second detent. I wouldn't know anything about this. But you have to push it against their door so you can get
Just
in.
To get in.
It's their fault. They parked that close.
Mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying.
What do I do now?
Yeah.
If we're going to split these hairs.
I know.
Now, if a shopping cart gets out of your control and smashes a headlight... Yeah, or puts a big old dinger in the side.
That's one thing I can't stand is when they just leave shopping. I take my shopping cart
and put it away on an island.
Put it away.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
there are people that just leave them willy-nilly.
And they smash into people's cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This really bothers me.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm in Walmart one day here, a few days ago. April and I we're walking down the cooler section, and there's a cooler door just standing there open. And these people walk past it, just leaving it open. So I wait for them to walk past. I walk over and I shut it. And April and I just kind of look at each other and we just kind of like, okay. So are people just oblivious to like leaving carts, or is it just they're lazy? You think it's just lazy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how hard would it be to shut that door?
Yeah. This is why we have drive-through. Because we're too lazy to get out of our car and walk in there and order it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Although going inside is much better, because we tried to do that the other day and they didn't have anything we wanted anyway.
I'm sorry, but if you go inside McDonald's, it still tastes like crap.
Yeah, it does.
Sure.
Yeah. I heard McDonald's now has kiosks though.
Oh, really?
They work much better than the one we tried here at the church. People actually order from them.
They actually use it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, what you have to do is give people no alternative.
That's true.
When you walk up and you're just standing there and no one comes.
This is true.
And they like laugh and point from the back.
Yeah.
You go, I better use this kiosk.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
When what we did was we were like, all right. We'll have the kiosk and we'll print your announcements still.
Mm-hmm.
That's just coddling them.
And you can sign up on a piece of paper.
Yeah, and we're still going to have the... We did that also wrong.
I know.
That was implemented poorly.
And so here's what's funny. So as a church thing, now I'm going to cut on the church a little bit, like as a whole, like as people. It's not the church, it's just human nature. But now we put things in the bulletin. Mm-hmm. We can sign up here.
It's in the front.
It's in the front.
Scrolling.
And it's on the website to sign up. I still have people texting me, "How I can't get information on this," or "I don't know where information on this is." And I'm like, we put it all over the place. And it's just... Mm-hmm. I guess they didn't find it at Walmart in like the book aisle.
They don't want it.
It's just funny.
They don't want the information.
It's kind of like the person who, does all the work at home and then someone finds a dirty dish and goes, "Why isn't anybody doing the dishes?
Why doesn't anybody do anything around here?"
And the person who washes the dishes all the time says like, "What are you talking about? I'm always washing the dishes." But because they walked in one time and there wasn't a dish that was clean, and all of a sudden they're upset because no one does the dishes. That's kind of how you feel sometimes. Like,
Bob's back in. Oh. He must have heard our "nobody's here."
Bob, please comment so we can feel like we did something today.
He said, "I'm here." And he also interjected Baker Mayfield when I didn't get that right.
Mayfield, that's it.
Baker Mayfield.
Who's Merriweather or something like that? Was he the old quarterback?
He's a boxer.
Oh, that's right.
No, listen. So that's a news story that was happening too. Because our Cleveland strikes again, and the Browns are so awesome this year. Mm-hmm. And I happen to be on this side. Baker Mayfield stinks on ice. Like, it's time to get rid of him.
The quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I got kicked off of Facebook permanently because it's my 5th offense this year. Oh, he's been in Facebook jail a bunch.
Bob, you don't need to be on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, that's kind of dangerous.
Yeah.
You know what, Bob? You know who doesn't get kicked off? People that comment handsome. Very handsome. That preacher's handsome. Those people don't get kicked off. So anyway, his wife was getting death threats on social media. Or Baker Mayfield was getting death threats on social media because Cleveland's done with him. And so that was a big stinkeroo.
And they didn't get kicked off for giving death threats?
They might have.
Oh.
I don't know.
We don't know.
But she got the death threats.
Gotcha.
They want to know how bad they want you to know how bad it is for the highly paid football contests, man.
So because a game, when at the end of the day, no matter who wins the game or loses it, nobody's life has really changed.
Well, it can be. I mean, if you put $500,000 on it,
Well, yeah, I get that from a gambling standpoint.
That changes
yeah.
your life.
But technically, as a world, like for instance, global warming's not going to stop if the Browns win the Super Bowl. It's still going to keep going.
I don't think global warming started.
No, come on, let's run the narrative. We got to run the narrative.
Okay.
It helps get us some memes and tweets and
Okay.
stuff like that. So if they win, but so seriously, someone's giving death threats for a game that really doesn't matter.
Think about how many people take this seriously. Bob?
All I know is he said Dallas won the division.
I like to watch it, and I like to yell at the TV. Mm-hmm. But then when it's over, it's kind of like, yeah, they lost again. Oh, well.
Yeah.
But there are people that, yeah, it's consequential. And then if you take that they built up on the off season that this was the Browns' Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
So people probably feel jilted that they are not entitled to a Super Bowl now. Yeah, I can see some death threats. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's Browns and Pittsburgh on Sunday, right?
Browns and Pittsburgh's. Yep.
And so that's going to something's going to happen there. I would think at least, like, probably Israel's going to strike Syria at that time.
You think that's when we hear that creepy noise through our bass speakers of our surround sound?
Yep.
And the aliens are coming.
Mm-hmm. And then you can walk into McDonald's and get that.
Yeah. That's a new life. Mm-hmm. Boom.
It's all over.
Yeah.
You guys should start investing in digital real estate.
No, seriously. Listen.
You mean for the new Facebook metaverse thing?
The metaverse thing.
It's a real thing.
It is a real thing.
You can invest in it.
People are spending money on it now.
Buy plots of land for the real money. For fake plots of land.
Yeah. Yep.
That one dude bought 500,000 plot next to Snoop Dogg, but spent real money on it, and it's a fake thing.
And you could literally make more land.
Yeah.
In a digital universe.
That's pretty cool.
Anytime.
Yeah.
As long as you have enough money.
I want to be the cheap guy. I ain't paying that.
Yeah.
Send me to Wyndham.
Listen. Listen.
Mantua.
Yeah, listen.
Manaway's nice. It is.
Maybe it's because it hits close to home because you're so close to Garrettsville.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's like saying Hartsgrove was nice.
Yeah.
Well, it is. I like Hartsgrove.
Yeah.
Land.
All I know,
Nice.
all I know is whether I'm in digital or not, I'm still going to be living in West Farmington. Whether it's digital.
You know what's
or
nice
not.
about digital land? I don't think you have to worry about junkies.
Oh, you will.
You might.
You will.
It might mess up your yard and steal from you.
No.
I guarantee you'll be buying drugs on this digital site.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they'll make your avatar disappear. Just keep them off my sidewalk.
I don't know, because I think you'll
Do
be
you
able
think
to...
anyone goes to the metaverse to be a heroin addict?
Could be.
No.
It's all virtual reality now.
I know. That's what I'm saying, though.
And
like,
you could be.
Aren't they going
wouldn't you go there? All right.
They're going to go to there to promote sexual stuff.
You go, well, that's because it's self-gratification and pleasure. So is drugs. But I don't... Okay, so you really believe someone puts on glasses to go there to be a heroin addict?
If you can somehow
feel it,
mimic the feeling of being high, yes. Without the consequences in this life.
Which is possible.
Because it's the same thing with sex. You could go into a virtual reality, have sex with somebody else's wife, and not have any consequences for it in the real reality.
We would be tired for Sunday morning if we do Saturday Night Live. What? He must mean like if we
pray all night
pray
Saturday.
all night Saturday.
That's true.
Good thinking, Bob.
That's true, Bob.
That's why we should pray
Friday.
Sunday night. Be real good for work on Monday. You can tell your boss, listen, don't blame me.
Yeah.
I was praying in the spirit last night.
Yeah, it was God's idea.
Yeah, I need more of this coffee. Mm-hmm. Now listen, if you're praying, don't you think he'd wake you up refreshed?
Well, I would think you would be refreshed after you're done praying.
Do you even need to sleep then? If you're just spending that time in prayer and you're that connected, I'll bet you wouldn't even need to sleep.
Well, this is why I think Judas was accidentally picked. He was up all night praying. He's like, yeah,
you think he did this to himself?
He's like, Judas. Oh man, I'm supposed to pick Judas. No, that's sacrilegious. I shouldn't be talking like that. But it does say he was up all night praying before he chose the 12. So he wanted to be before the Father, discerning wisdom before he made that choice. And again, how many of us, before we make choices, how many of us spend a lot of time just with God about that choice?
Yeah.
We don't.
No, it's true. Walnut Creek cheese sauce, Fritos cheese sauce.
Right.
Lord, what would you have me do?
I'm going with Walnut Creek.
I don't think so. See, those decisions are easy.
Yeah.
They're both good.
They are. Are both delicious.
I don't think they're good for you.
You know, I'm worried about old Bob Rooney here. I think he got back on, and he's like watching our delay because he's commenting on stuff.
Did we
say 5 minutes from behind?
Wow.
So we couldn't have a live conversation with him anyway.
How
we should have. Why doesn't Bob come on here once on Saturday, Friday?
Well, let's bring him on.
He's got some stories, right?
He does. The problem is, if he gets us kicked off of YouTube, we're going to be...
Why would we get kicked off?
Because he'll say stuff.
That's all right.
We have to... So here's what we have to do.
We'll hit the mute button.
Okay. Because we have to vet him before he comes on.
What's our vetting process?
Don't say anything that we're going to get us in trouble, dude.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah. What's he saying now?
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. I think he's 5 minutes behind.
Oh, okay. All he knows is my ankles are cold.
What about your feet?
Yeah, they're a little cold.
Okay. Because if you said your feet were warm but your ankles were cold, I would start to wonder.
Oh. That's something wrong with me then? Is that like cancer or something?
Well, I don't think it'd be good. I don't think it's a good thing. I slept on my arm funny weeks ago, and this thumb has never woke back up. So, and I'm worried I'm loosening stuff, and it's headed for my brain.
Can you do that, loosen stuff?
I'm thinking.
Yeah. Well, I pulled a muscle in my calf, and it's been so sore lately, and then all of a sudden it wasn't sore anymore. I'm like, well, now my upper leg's sore.
Yeah.
And maybe it moved? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It's a clot.
That's
You need it to
scary.
go, but you need it to go to your lung so it can rupture and you can spit it out. You don't want it to go to your brain or your heart.
Oh, you can't. If it goes to your lung, you can rupture. Or you can spit it out.
I think so.
Oh, gotcha.
But if it goes for your heart or your brain, good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
You're not driving a car no more. You're walking around like this.
Well, that's interesting because I woke up in the middle of the night the other night with this splitting headache in the middle of my head, and it was like in my ears and my head.
I don't think you'll feel it.
Okay, so I got up and took something. Next morning I woke up and I told April, I said, if I took something and it went away, the pain went away, it probably wasn't an aneurysm, right? And she said, probably not.
You're all right.
I'm probably good.
Yeah. If you think you have an aneurysm and you're talking about it 8 hours later, I don't think
It's probably not.
That's just a regular old brain bleed.
Yeah. And, you know, people think we're just making light of this, but I'm being serious here about all this whole conversation because this is what we think. This is what people...
No, I walk around every day wondering, is this how I die? Is this how it goes?
Yeah.
Wait, I was watching Deadliest Catch, and Sid said his arm hurt, and it really hurt. Does that mean it's a heart attack today?
Well, I've been having a heart attack for the last 4 years, then.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because my left arm goes numb a lot. In my back. In my back.
I know it's not my circulation because I can crack it and I can hear it. Like I think I just pinched a nerve.
Well, yeah.
With my fat self.
Pinch nerve. So let me ask a question.
I'm crushing my own arms while I'm sleeping on them.
Well, that's what happens. It's like it's the whole idea of a beached whale. You can't, you know, like they're going to kill themselves because they can't breathe.
They can't breathe.
Yeah, they got to get in that water. So is this a thing now? Like you are allowed to make fun of this because you are a large person?
No, because skinny jokes aren't funny.
But I'm saying, you know,
I have a joke about the healthy person that's never been done.
Oh,
well, I mean, unless it's about their lifestyle.
Yeah. But like I'm saying, we're living in a world now where you're allowed to say that. But if I would make a joke about a fat person, that would be a bad thing.
No,
not for you. I'm saying for the world.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm not retarded, but I think retard jokes are hilarious.
Well, that's
just like white jokes aren't that funny.
No, white jokes aren't funny.
They're not.
They're not. No matter what you do. Well, I mean, unless you're Tyler Perry and you're making a movie, they find it hilarious. Mm-hmm. But I find us boring.
Because I don't think like Jesus and the disciples sat around necessarily making fun of people. But
there are a lot of people who would say what we just said was very racist.
Oh, yeah. And derogatory.
Yeah.
Towards people who have mental disabilities and things of that nature. But 20 years ago, that word was it wasn't derogatory necessarily.
What we're talking about is freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. And what somebody finds funny and not funny. And mm-hmm. I personally don't mind dark humor. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
But what's being done is we're just being silenced.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say things.
Right.
And that's where the slippery slope comes in.
Yeah.
It's a matter of time before you're not allowed to talk about Jesus.
Right.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah. And I remember as a kid, so this is like, even if we go to like mentally handicapped children, I think they're beautiful. All right. Yeah. Like when you see them, they're beautiful. But there are some times when they do stuff that's funny, like just hilarious. Right. But
see,
I
that's
remember
the thing. You're analyzing the retard joke out to the actual retard.
Exactly.
But when you're making those jokes, you're talking about somebody being stupid, like
slow.
Like when you would joke with your brothers,
right?
You weren't actually making fun of. I mean,
right?
I don't know.
Right.
I guess that's a hard thing because at the end of the day, ultimately, you're referencing those people,
right?
But you're not referencing a person and it's just an observation of what they do.
Yeah, you're not doing it to hurt them.
Yeah, right. To hurt that person, right? Because I remember as a kid, like if I would see someone who was mentally handicapped and I began to laugh because they did something, my mom and dad would like smack me upside the head. Yeah, they're like, you don't laugh at that kind of stuff,
right?
Well, the thing is though sometimes they would do stuff that was funny, you know?
Yeah.
So like even like yesterday, and it wasn't funny or anything, but I thought it was like really. Like just really a cool thing. But there was this young man, and I don't know, he had some kind of an issue in Chipotle, and I don't know if he was mentally handicapped or whatever, but he would turn around and just wave at everybody. And so I'm smiling at him, and some other people are smiling at him, but April, she's waving back at him, and every time she waves at him, he waves more, and she waves more. And so now I'm kind of going, oh, this is funny, you know?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like making fun of him.
Right.
I mean, it was just like, oh, okay, he's cool, he's having fun, you know, and all that stuff. And I imagine there are some people that would make fun of that, but yet at the same time, like you can't say, like you almost like even just me talking about this, someone may get offended.
I guess that's what I'm saying is what it really is don't be so easily offended. Like that's scriptural,
right?
So take it to be like we have to stop being so offended. And if somebody just offends you that much, then don't be around them or like move on.
So like if somebody's
you don't
skinny,
have to correct somebody.
So like for you, if somebody's skinny makes a fat joke, you're fine with that. You don't have a problem with that.
Could not care less.
But some people would get really offended.
Some people would be offended, but that's because they probably now have convictions. That's what they really need to analyze.
Right.
In our lives,
Right.
when we are convicted, that's the provoking part. That's the part. And, not that I'm not convicted about, liking an extra sandwich.
Right.
But, it's the truth.
Yeah.
We're not lying.
Right. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, when someone hurts themselves,
Yeah.
it's funny sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And I don't care who you are, but most people
No,
have at least
there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of humor in people falling off of skateboards and breaking bones.
There is. And everybody goes, well, as long as they're okay, then it can be funny. But if they're really hurt, it's not funny. Well, it's still kind of funny sometimes, even if they get hurt.
Yeah.
But you still have to obviously address the fact that they got hurt. But yeah.
But there's you again making concessions to be like, I'm sensitive.
Right.
You're trying to explain that you really are sensitive.
Right.
Why should you need to do that?
Well, I guess a part of me, like, this goes back to, like, the reason I think I even brought this up was this goes back to, like, being on air like this where everybody or anybody can hear what we say.
Yeah.
And saying, Bob, if he comes on, he's got to say something a certain way or whatever. And I get that. As Christians, I think we do need to be careful how we say things. But if Jesus and the disciples are sitting around talking, I guess I wonder, like, I understand that Jesus would respect and honor everyone, but like if he were sitting there and he would look at,
Still want to be human.
like if he would look at Peter and Peter would do something, he'd be like, Peter, you're an idiot.
Right.
Could he do that without somebody going, Jesus, you can't talk
The
like
only
that?
the only thing that I struggle with and my convictions lie on there is he commands us to try and be holy and not to have anything bad come out of our mouths. Like there's scriptures about,
Coarse jesting.
yes, and so I don't think that he would have.
You don't think he would call Peter an idiot?
It doesn't build Peter up. I don't think he could.
Oh man. But what if he's just being honest?
Well, if Peter really was an idiot, then, possibly. But that means that he's seriously an idiot.
Yeah.
No, I really mean you're an idiot. Come on, Jesus, you're just joking right now. No, I can't joke.
Yeah, right.
You're an idiot.
I can't joke around with this.
You're really an idiot.
I guess because even going back, like, as humans, like, we're talking about getting alone with God enough to be set in atmospheres where there's power to see people saved and healed. Does that mean we all can never, because we all talk just silliness sometimes?
No, I know. This goes to my saying, I don't know if anybody in America can be saved.
They have to be. We're saved.
Yeah, no, I know. I hear what you're laying down. But this really goes to, like, why did your parents wear nice clothes to church? Why did our older generations, for the most part, they figured out how to not use coarse language in front of people. They presented themselves, even if they didn't live it, behind closed doors, which makes them hypocrites.
Right.
And why the church has a big problem now. But they lived the part when they went out. Mm-hmm. We don't even take the time to do that. I'm wearing shorts. I'm wearing cargo shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops playing the guitar on Sunday at church.
Right.
Like, I can't be bothered to put on nice clothes to come to church.
But wouldn't Jesus, like in Isaiah 58, he said, the fast that I wanted for you was not to put on nice clothes and come to church and offer sacrifice. The fast I wanted for you was to feed the hungry and to clothe the naked and to take care of people and do what's right. And so ultimately, all God cares about isn't how you're dressing on Sunday, right?
No, I got it. I understand. But why wouldn't I want to? Why wouldn't to worship the maker of the universe?
Yeah.
Why would I not want to present my best self?
Yeah.
if I have the ability. You know what I mean?
No,
Not that, and even so, you can take that too far and go, well, yeah, I'm very proud in how I can present myself. Well, there you got a problem. You got pride coming out.
Right.
So now it's selfish.
Yeah.
But I think that people used to be motivated on just, I'm presenting my best.
Yeah.
And so.
And that might not have been a problem, but then what happened is your churches are filled with people presenting their best, and then when the guy walks in whose best is rags, they look down on him. And that's why James said, don't look down on that guy.
Sure.
Don't put the guy who's got nice clothes up front and the guy who's got rags in the back.
But this is what we all do.
Right.
I mean, this is where the left is right now. So the left feels like they get to make all these policies, and it's the intellectual superiority.
Right.
I went to college and I know how things are supposed to work.
Right.
And now they can look down on you, and they don't realize that's what they're doing.
Right.
But they're the new KKK, right? But it's the schooled, what do you call that? Scholastically achieved, looking down on the layman.
Right.
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 It's not colors.
Right.
And they're making it about colors so that you'll be distracted from the scholastically superior.
Right. Well, that's why I think,
Or financially superior.
yeah, that's why I think like the title to our show, Uneducated.
Yeah.
Like some people will be like, well, you don't want that persona going out. Well, that's exactly in Acts chapter 4. That's exactly what the apostles were known as. They were uneducated men.
Well,
that
and
was the persona.
if you can seriously look at your life, you realize that you are
Stupid.
You're stupid. Like we are super fallible.
Yeah.
And you only are shown more fallibility
Right.
as God breaks your heart. And then you realize that's where I realize I need you comes in. Then you're like, I am desperately without you.
Right.
And I don't know what else motivates you to serve a God like this.
Right.
Other than understanding that you're worthless.
Right.
You're worth something in his sight, but to other human beings, they don't even know you exist, most of them.
Right.
You know?
Right.
unless you're a somebody.
Right. Part of the elite.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah. So.
Well, this is what the new year has brought.
Here we go. I can't wait for the aliens. It'll be something different. Something new.
I think that's what people are looking for.
I think so too.
I think they need something different.
Yeah.
You can only watch so many new
They'll be like,
Spider-Man.
no, don't shoot me. Shoot all them.
Yeah. I mean, you can only watch so many new Spider-Man movies.
I think Bob's saying he wants to come on next Friday.
Did he?
He said, I know, I do. I get made when Dallas loses. Now I'm going to assume that's mad.
Yeah.
And then he says next Friday. Okay. So in 5 minutes when he catches up with us, we're going to give you a good solid Bill C.
All right, Bob. We can bring you on next Friday. But listen, Jim will probably be here, Jim Eichenberger. So if he's here...
you're going to get bumped.
You probably get bumped.
You'll just sit in the lobby and wait. Sorry, dude. We're not going to make it happen this week.
Yeah.
We thought we'd squeeze you in.
Yeah. I mean, so many people want to be on this show.
Yeah. I mean, and we have 2 watching now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's because we said something controversial. You said something, then I said something controversial.
Is
That's
that what it
happens.
is?
As soon as you get flagged, people are watching.
I don't think we're flagged. Got nothing on here that says bad things.
No, I mean, somehow the algorithm flags people and then it invites people, and you might want to watch this.
Oh, is
You know
that
what I'm
what
saying?
it is?
Yeah. They just said liberal.
Libero.
You might want to watch this.
He just said scholastic aristocracy.
So, any plans for the new year, Brandon?
Probably not. Working at the house.
Oh, yeah. Did he show you the pictures? He tore his kitchen apart last night.
No.
Everything.
Yeah?
Everything.
So you don't have a kitchen?
Barely. I don't know why I did it.
That's why he's coming.
Oh, that's a good way to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. Did you in prayer last night try to discern whether you should have done that or you just did it?
We just did it.
Mm-hmm. You see what's happening here?
Under the influence of nothing.
Because it needed done.
Yeah, it needed done.
It's from the 70s.
You know what happens though? I know those moments. So you're making eggs, and you set an implement down from making the eggs, and then like a chip of the counter kind of comes off, and you're like, tear the whole thing out.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
pretty much.
You know, if that's from the 70s, if you waited 6 more years, it would be back.
Probably.
You think Formica?
Carpet
You
in
think
the
that
kitchen.
white Formica's coming back?
Oh, yeah. It's doing it.
Carpet in the kitchen.
That's coming back.
Oh, yeah. Carpet in
Is
the
it?
kitchen's coming back.
Yeah.
Although you want more of a
Like-
Berber.
And that's like a carpet in the bathroom.
Ours was burgundy.
Delicious.
Burgundy.
Yeah, that's burgundy.
Was it that real, like, shaggy, fuzzy stuff?
No, it was just regular carpet in there.
Yeah.
It was beat down.
We had shag in our kitchen
Oh, nice.
back in the day.
That's good. Because all the food gets trapped in that stuff.
But listen, so in the bathroom, where I would walk in, fall asleep, and puke on the floor when I was a young boy, pink spots where my stomach acid, stained the carpet.
Yeah.
Why would you fall on the floor and puke on the floor?
No, I would walk in not feeling good, and I figured that since I'm sleeping next to the toilet in the carpet
Yeah.
where people pee.
That was always comforting, though.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I'd go there to be comforted,
Yeah.
knowing like I'm a good boy. If I have to puke, but then I'd always wake up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking 5, 4.
I'm telling you, sleeping by the carpet when you're, or by the toilet when you're sick is kind of comforting.
Yeah,
Something
when you
about
have
it.
no idea how gross toilets are. Yeah, it's true.
You never did that, Brandon? Sleep by the toilet?
Yeah, a lot of times when I was drunk.
I think. Listen,
The best thing was
I think the comforting part was the carpet.
I think you're right.
So if you didn't have a carpeted bathroom,
Because that cold floor is
you had to be drunk.
Yeah.
well, I like the cold floor. I usually bring in a pillow and a blanket when I was really drunk and sleep in the bathroom
Nice.
and turn the little heater thing on. Puke, take a hot shower, lay back on the floor. Do that.
You had a
over.
regimen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a regimen.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fall asleep with the blow dryer on me and stuff like that.
I got a feeling.
No
Dude,
joke.
speaking of blow dryers, I take the blow dryer and I'll put them under the blankets to get the blankets really warm before I get in. And then that way it's nice and warm and toasty.
Like when
I
you
get
were a
in.
kid.
Dude,
No, when I'm an adult. Like now.
Still now?
Yeah.
I felt
What?
I'll run that blow dryer under the under the
What?
covers for like 10 minutes or something. And then
But
I
isn't
hop
there
in.
anything? There's nothing more exhilarating than climbing into that cold.
Oh no.
And so you're like,
that's
"Brrr,"
terrible.
and then it warms up, and you're like, ah.
That's terrible. It's so cold. You don't want to it just touches you and you're like, ah. It's crazy, man.
blow dryer thing's good. I like
Yeah.
the blow dryer.
I agree.
On the blankets,
Well, when I used to drink, I used to
Okay.
just leave it on me.
just
I-
warm you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know why. It was comforting to me when your head's pounded and you're just like,
I got a feeling you don't regret, or you regret that.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do.
Like you don't miss that.
Not really.
No.
Not really. Because I almost burned the house down with that blow dryer, you know?
Oh,
Dan Aykroyd came out with that Crystal Skull vodka. I drank a bottle of that.
oof.
Fell asleep with the blow dryer on me till the next day.
Yeah. And
Sarah never unplugged it.
It's her fault.
Just let me go.
yeah, it's her fault.
And high.
Like, would you aim it at you?
Yeah, and I had burns, dude, all up my
Nice.
side of my body.
What in the world? But I don't understand the comfort that would bring you.
Just the warmth.
The hot made my head feel better.
Really?
Yeah.
I could say I don't know any of these experiences.
Yeah. Well, that's because you can handle it, Matt.
I couldn't.
He couldn't handle
I
it.
think it's clear.
Yeah. Well, I
Hang
think
it up.
Matt, what do you got? Any plans for this new year?
Stay
Brandon's not going to burn himself this year.
Stay alive.
You're just going to stay alive.
Just stay alive. Well, I mean, if I need to. If God wants me dead, then I'll be dead.
I was going to say, yeah, you don't have much choice in the
No.
matter. Even if you tried to end your life early, unless God wants it, it's not happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Crazy.
People attempt to commit suicide.
Can you imagine? Could you, like this is where you're at, but the pistol won't go off. It's full of bullets. It won't go off.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
You think that happens?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, you got people. There's attempted suicide all the time, and it's been said like.
Yeah, but that's just attention getting.
Well, some of it is. You're right. Some of it is because they only they'll slit their wrist the
wrong
wrong way
way.
or something.
Yeah.
But some of it is attention. But some people actually try and they fail, and then they feel worse because they're like, I can't even do this right.
Have you guys? Did you ever watch the movie The Bridge?
I think you told us about it one time.
Yeah, you got to watch that movie.
The Bridge. Yeah.
Because one of the most hammering things is the one guy's like, there's all these voices in my head telling me to do it, and then when I hit the air, they stopped.
Because they won.
Yeah.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, watch that movie.
Well, here's the thing too, though. Like we're talking aliens and all this
it's
weird
good.
stuff, but no matter what happens in 2022, there's always hope in Christ. Like I don't know of anybody. There's not one person in 2022 who should even think about taking their life because there's hope in Christ, and you just gotta bear in and call on His name, and He will save you. But you got to do that.
I guess, yeah, so I'm going to have to work on my coffee pot prayer life. It's not good enough.
It's not.
Bottom line, too, all that is
I only have a half an acre. Where am I going to go?
Out to the shed.
I found Dad. Dad's out by the fence, 300 feet away.
Yeah.
He's praying again.
Smoking a cigarette.
Brian said those are good prayers because he went for a walk.
Listen, I'll let you use my private jet to go to a mountain sometime.
What if I accidentally run into Epstein?
Oh, well, no, he's on the other island, I think.
He's on a different island?
Didn't Bill Gates buy that island?
Yeah, I think he did.
Wow.
Epstein's island? He did?
Yeah, somebody did. Somebody famous.
I guess they're
bought
putting a church on it.
Well, no, they're not.
That was a joke.
Yeah, Hillsong.
Oh. That is a joke then. Yeah. Him and James McDonald.
Well, they're thinking about a Hillsong with a Bethel twist.
Nice.
With jazz up the music a little more.
Good.
A little more Jesus culture.
It should work.
Yeah.
Be a good thing. Well, since nobody's asked me what I'm doing for the new year,
Brian, what are you doing for the new year?
I have absolutely no clue.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's why it doesn't bother to ask.
We might stop over.
Okay.
Before the new year or after?
Probably before.
Yeah. One thing I do want to do, I've been talking to April about this a little bit, is that I'm in this place where I've been really contemplating the crucified life for years now, but just really seriously for the last couple years. And the crucified life, it runs totally against the culture and the world, obviously, because you can't really live for the world and live for the kingdom of God. But as Christians, we try our hardest to do both. I don't care who you are. You try your hardest to do both. You try to see if you can live just enough in the kingdom where you can still kind of enjoy this world to a degree. And I'm at this point of, God said in the Old Testament, He called His people out so that He could have a peculiar people. The word there is not really odd people. It's peculiar, meaning a separated people. That they look different. They live different. They did things different. And I don't want to just live different religiously. I want to live different in the very depths of my heart, like the way Jesus talked about. So I've been thinking about this concept that Dallas Willard, in some of the videos I've been watching with he talks about being the person who would not do certain things. Not being a person who tries not to do certain things, but being a person who would not do those kind of things. And that really gets to the heart of the matter of Jesus transforming the very heart and renewing the mind and changing the person inside of me. And I just want desperately to be there this year. And I know I've been saying this. I said when I was 30, I said, well, by the time I'm 33, I want to have this thing nailed down because that's when Jesus was crucified and stuff.
Yeah.
So I said, I want to have this nailed down at 30. Then I said, well, okay, I'm going to have this nailed down at 40. Well, here I am at 49. I just turned 49, and I'm going, I got to nail this thing down.
I don't think, but I don't think you can.
No, I get it, but I want to get better at it.
Well, let me put it this way. I think we're all going to very soon. How's that?
We're all going to what?
We're all going to either live very differently. I think we're headed for a world that doesn't love Jesus.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
And it's automatically going to come to you. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to make decisions to move on and be human 2.0. Or I'm old school human on walkabout.
Yeah.
We're already there with the pokey thing.
Pokey. Oh, yeah.
Like that, we're already making decisions that separate us.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it is becoming ever more increasingly clear that the world is going to force you to make that decision.
Yeah. And well, here's the thing then. I think if people don't start pursuing what Jesus pursued, like this time away with the Father, and pursuing a crucified life, I think that's why it says, in the end, even the elect will be deceived if it was possible.
So me and my brother were just talking about last night. Yeah, that's where you can see that happening.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
But is that elect in our eyes? Because I'm going to tell you, don't be judgmental.
Right. No, I know. Because yeah. Well, we're going to find out.
You worry about your nose, and I'll worry about mine.
Mm-hmm. Get a little powder on it.
Booger sugar.
Paul said all things were permissible, but not necessarily beneficial.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's not beneficial.
But,
If you're in a war, it would be.
If you're in a war?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe.
we know it'd be better, though, it'd be meth, because you'd be focused.
Probably, yeah. Meth and EpiPen.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
So speaking of that, Brandon, you were just telling me the other day that Joe Rogan's starting to look like he's turning the corner a little bit. Have you seen this, Matt?
He's got the turning signal on. I don't know if he made the turn.
Nah, he hasn't made the turn yet.
For Christianity?
A little bit.
I know Alex Jones is really saying he's coming around.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so are some other people, and Jordan Peterson had a conversation with him or something, and the conversation that him and Jordan Peterson had, Rogan was making some comments like, okay, I can go so far as to, maybe there is a God that people could do, but this whole Jesus thing and resurrecting from the dead, it's kind of, so he's not there yet, but he's starting to move. And see, here's again, this is, like, I'm all for that. I want Joe Rogan to be saved, and I want Jordan Peterson to be saved. But if people stop with Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan and just stay there, all they are is New Age spiritualists.
Yes.
That's all they are.
No, in fact, having a conversation about whatever, my crazy aunt. Long story short version.
You know she watches the show.
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
Long story short version. We're at Christmas at my cousin Brad's.
Yeah.
And my cousin Dawn convinces her mom, this is crazy Aunt Kathy, to...
There's always a crazy Aunt Kathy.
Oh, yeah.
They're everywhere.
To do a shot of eggnog. So she's learning to do a shot with eggnog. Mm-hmm. So then...
Is she lactose intolerant? Is that why?
No. Just, hey, we're just goofing around with Mom.
Okay.
So later, I'm like, here, Aunt Kathy, here's some makers with her boyfriend, Scott. And she's like, I just want to do half. So she puts it down. She's like, who would drink that? And why? That's so terrible. Like, I shot out my nose and now it's burning, which it was bad. But so she's texting my cousin. I'm doing all this for background. She's texting my cousin, tell Matthew to stop doing that. He's hurting his pineal gland. He's calcifying his pineal gland.
This is true.
And I get the calcium out. And I said, tell your mom not to worry about my pineal gland, but she should worry about if she feels like that somehow is her center for talking to God, whether it works or not, whatever. She's probably just a spiritualist.
Right.
And a new ageist. She's worshiping the wrong parts.
Yeah. It's the chakra.
The chakra.
Yeah.
And that's like this Mexican standoff of like, I'm going to use my judgment pistol against you using your judge. It never works out.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
Well, 360 did come all the way back a full circle, and that is that if these 24 elders that are getting together to talk about this, how we are going to deal with aliens and religion, it's all going to culminate in this spiritual
Do you know
stuff.
why? Do you know? Well, that's just it. Do you know why they don't report on what they said? Because they were like, it's already done. Don't worry about it.
Right. We got 80% of the population spiritualists anyway. New Age.
People in my church are worried about what flavor of coffee they're having.
Yeah.
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 You're all worried about a focused prayer life.
I know.
That's funny.
You do feel like I read some of the old guys like Andrew Murray and them, and they talk about how alone they feel for desiring the things that Jesus desired. It's a very lonely thing when you start to go there.
Listen, okay, so that's why I feel like my prayer this morning, which you've trivially thrown out.
No, I'm not. No, I think it was real. I think it was authentic.
I'm starting to get to a point in my life where that's how I felt. I seriously was almost moved to tears about how lonely. Like the Joe Rogans coming around with the turn signal. You just wait because they're propped up by their own understanding, which you just go, well, that's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. And so you just start to understand, like, there's the truth. And why can't you just see the truth? But until it cuts you, like it says it does, you feel like you're doing it.
Right. And remember what we said a couple weeks
That's
ago?
why Jordan Peterson can't break through, because he thinks he's such a stinking smarty.
Right.
He won't allow it to break him.
Right. And go ahead, Brand.
Well, no one will try it. To try it for 30 days or your money back.
Listen, that's a new twist.
Yeah, that is a new twist.
We actually sell it.
We actually had people in the early days of Northeast saying, if you come to church, we'll give you a steak dinner. Like, we're trying to get people to come to church. You remember that?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Remember we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that it all looks the same. If their life is truly transformed by Jesus, it all looks the same. Here's the issue. Joe Rogan, if he's going to be a true Jesus follower, or a Peter, what's his name? Jordan Peterson?
Yeah.
Everything they know now, gone.
That's just it.
Joe Rogan will not be the biggest YouTube person anymore if he turns to Jesus right now. And that's the whole point.
He probably still.
Well, I don't. Why would you say that?
Because everything will be gone for him.
No.
I'm telling you, dude. You look at people in Hollywood that turn to Jesus, they can't even get a job anymore.
Some things, but I don't think everything with him.
You know how many followers of his that will go, you know what, if you're going to go down the Jesus road, boom.
You're talking he'll be silenced.
Yeah, everything, yeah.
He's not going to. Okay, I guess I was under the misnomer that
he was
going to
on
stop.
YouTube.
Oh,
like
no.
He would stop doing those
No,
things.
he might not stop, but he all of a sudden, he's not going to be the Joe Rogan that the world sees as Joe Rogan. Like, he's not going to be on CNN
I don't know
anymore.
if you can hide him. I think
As soon
once
as he turns to Jesus, he will be, I think. If he does.
It's easier as a movie star to just shut you off. You just don't get movies.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's as easy to shut off a YouTube personality who's huge.
No, I don't think YouTube will shut him off. I think the world will shut him off. Like, meaning that they just won't follow him anymore.
You don't think he'll just pick up a different audience?
I don't think so.
Because he's very good at what he does.
He is. But
he is a fantastic interviewer.
He is. But once you go the Christian route, yeah, he will. He'll be like he'll get on the Christian music thing where all of a sudden he's a really popular guy in Christianity and a lot of Christians are following him then. He'll get that, but he'll never look like he does now.
You really sound like you're just jaded.
No, I'm just saying that's the way. That's one.
Why
of the
does
reasons.
Joe Rogan get saved and have a big church?
Lots of money.
And lots of money.
Okay, let's think about this. Look at Keanu Reeves. Look at Keanu, or not Keanu Reeves. What's the rapper guy that just became a Christian or whatever, supposedly? And Kanye West.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he does that album and stuff. And now all of a sudden,
But I
he's no
think
more.
he walked away. I think his life is focused on something else.
Me too.
Well, it's a little wacky.
What's that?
Me too.
Yeah.
It's a little wacky.
What's a little wacky?
The whole vein that he took as
Look
far
how
as his
judgmental
religion.
you are. My goodness.
I'm just saying.
So a man found the Lord, and you're like, he's a wackadoodle.
No, I'm saying the vein he took was wacky, not him.
Yeah,
I think
no,
he was looking for the right thing.
I'm just giving you a hard time. I just think he's not making music. I don't think he's not focused on staying in the spotlight. If he did convert and he does love Jesus, that's what makes to me that would make the YouTube channel going away make sense. Is if Joe Rogan decided I'm not doing this no more. I'm following that.
Okay, but yeah, but like what I'm saying though is that okay, he goes on Ellen DeGeneres and a couple other shows, and all of a sudden he starts talking about Jesus, and all of a sudden you don't hear him anymore. Nobody's picking him up for interviews. Nobody's talking about him. Nothing.
He'll still be picked up for interviews, but not as much.
I don't think I don't think he goes on those things now.
Who?
Joe Rogan.
No, but at least he's talked about on him. Like Kanye's not even gonna get talked about. Like he's not even talked about anymore, like on anything, because he doesn't have anything to offer to the world if
Yeah.
he's a Jesus follower.
Yeah. I see where you're drilling at. I see where you're going.
Like let's face it, how
They
many
still
times?
have a voice, though.
How many
I
times?
feel like you're a young agape student trying to dribble a basketball.
No, listen. How many times has Brian Houston been in the news? Like the actual like ABC, NBC. How many times has he been interviewed apart from scandals?
Zero.
But when the scandal come up, they wanted to interview him. Why? Because
So
it would
what
tear
does
down
that
the
say
church.
about our buddy old Tolstein?
Well, yeah,
Mr. Interviewed all the time.
that's true. That's true.
You think he actually drinks the adrenochrome?
I don't know. But did you notice John
He
McCarthy?
smokes it.
Even John McCarthy used to get spots on Larry King. But even John McCarthy's even brought on the news.
Yeah, but that was in Larry King's control.
Yeah,
That was probably because,
that's true. That's
Larry
true.
King was trying to find Jesus, and he found himself stirred by John MacArthur's words.
Matter of fact, the last time I saw John MacArthur on the news was last year, and he was talking about the fact that he wasn't shutting his church down. So that was a big.
Yeah, you don't hear about him no more.
Other than that, you don't hear it.
His church is still open. He's still preaching,
Yep.
and they put him down.
Yeah.
They left him be.
Yep.
No, I get your point, but I think YouTube is a different
I hear what you're saying with YouTube. Yeah, and I don't think he'll get
or
canceled.
Spotify.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't. Think
I
he'll
think
get
as long as
canceled.
he turns out good stuff, provocative stuff, I think he's gonna stay on. Now, whether he wants to continue it, say you find Christ and you find that your life changes your needs and wants and desires, he may not want to do it anymore. Yeah. That could be a thing, I suppose.
Yeah. I just think like for him to be transformed, like because like we said, it all looks the same. Like all of a sudden his statues are going and all that stuff that's in there, and
here's what is interesting. You're seeing that happen already?
No, I'm just saying, like if all that stuff starts going,
yeah,
he's losing 60-70% of his audience probably.
What is leading him to where we think the blinker's on?
Jordan Peterson, I think, is the only thing that I've seen is an interview
with
Jordan Peterson.
What is the concept? It's the truth.
Yeah.
It started out with trying to find the truth out about the vid.
Right.
If you try and pursue the truth at any angle,
Right.
for any subject, it has to go back to there.
Yeah.
The truth is the truth. He is the truth, the way, and the life.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how you head towards the truth, if you don't believe in colors, but all of a sudden it's trying to seek that this color is blue, you eventually come across people or topics, and you head towards God's word.
Right.
Because he's the one that hung it there to begin with.
Yeah.
And that's why the Jordan Petersons and the whatever.
No, but you can come in. We're done. We're done.
You want to talk? We can open up this fourth mic.
We're done. Are you ready? My wife's telling me I have to leave.
We've been on like 2 hours, and I don't even know. Is Bob like, hello? Hello? Nope. Everybody's gone. All gone.
So before we get off the air, I'll just say that about a year ago, I sent a request to be on Joe Rogan through his website for us to be on there.
How'd that go?
I never got a response.
Weird.
I actually proposed that if you wanted to have a serious talk about religion and about the person of Jesus,
What if you had bourbon there and offered you a shot of good bourbon?
that we would do it. I don't have to drink bourbon. I don't like bourbon. I wouldn't even like it. I'm not going to do it just to do it. Now, if he said, this is offensive to me if you do this, then I would pretend like I was in a foreign country and I might take a sip or something, you know.
Okay.
Because I don't want to offend somebody. But like, it's like somebody offers me a can of Coke. Well, I don't like Coke anymore. I'm not going to drink it just to drink it.
Chilled monkey brains.
So if for some reason my email got lost in the shuffle and he finds it, we might be on there.
I'm sure that's what it was.
And I'm bringing you all with me, just so you know. Like if he says, yeah, I want you to come on, I'm gonna say, well, I got a couple friends that I need to bring with me.
Huh.
Just so you know.
I have an entourage.
Are you guys cool with that going out?
Only if I can wear like some kind of animal skin coat.
Yeah, I think that would be fine.
I'm gonna wear a fur coat.
I think that'd be great.
You could do that.
Yep.
And one of those Motley Crue type cowboy hats. All right, we should go. Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2022.
Should old acquaintance be forgot?
Beetle do, diddle do. I have to find the goodbye thing. I am so not ready for this.
To be honest, I think we need a new spin and we need to get a new audience.
They just heard you say that.
No, we don't have an audience.
Oh, touche.
New one.
Touche. Go ahead. You finish out.
Well, we got an error report.